15 miles west of Dublin, on the banks of the River Liffey, lies the Kildare Hotel and Country Club, current home of the European Open Golf Championship and the starting point for the Jemison Liffey descent. Each year, over 1,200 canoeists take part in this unique race, which takes place over 17.6 miles on one of the finest long-distance racing rivers in Europe. The race is considered by many as the Grand National of international canoeing, where merely to finish is an achievement in itself. With the river in flood conditions, the paddlers' first obstacle, 500 metres after the start, is Straffan Weir. Then it's a long paddle to Temple Mills and Vanessa Weirs through Leakslip Lake, where the paddlers have a 500-metre portage to re-enter the river below the dam. They have two more big weirs at Sluice and Lucan before the big V weirs at Wren's Nest and Palmerston. Having safely conquered these, it's a fairly easy paddle to the finish at the Trinity Rowing Clubhouse and War Memorial Park in Island Bridge. Starting first, the fastest of all the classes, the K2s. In the lead there are the Irish pair David Francis and John Meyer, and it's last year's winners Ian and Alan Tordoff behind them, and behind them Melvin Swallow and James Block from the British Canoe Union. Straffan Weir awaits the first real test of whitewater skills, and first to the weir David Francis and John Meyer, followed there by the Tordoffs. Then comes Melvin Swallow and James Block, behind them James Butler and Damien Chapman. The blue boat of Scott and Joel Wilson, followed by Ross Saberton and Dyson Pendle from Norwich. Shane Devoy and Nigel Jones successfully negotiate Straffan. The yellow canoe there of Morgan and Asa Cooper from Selbridge Paddlers, and Simon Dark and Gregory Slater also getting across. Numbers 147 at the end of that bunch, Ian Clark and Ashley Starr from Nottingham, and they've gone, the first of the K2s to go swimming. Over the weir then, Ian Pringle and Howard Watkins from the Salmon Leap Club. Ian Pringle competed in 3 Olympic Games in Munich, in Montreal and in Moscow, and Watkins competed in Munich. Kieran Cook and Queven Nolan there thrashing their way through the water. And then number 16, the mixed crew of Malcolm Kerry from Belfast and Charmian Gradwell from Richmond. Oh dear, there go Richard Wagstaff and Robert Aiken. Rescue on hand though, you can see the frogmen moving towards them. In the caps, Luke Byrne and Damien Keogh. And they've gone too. In the yellow and red hats there, Tony Musson and John Labatt from the Solent Canoe Club. Then the blue canoe of Jeffrey and Paul Hyde from the Hereford Canoe Club, and that's another capsize. Very difficult for these K-boats getting across. Nigel Unwin and Gary Restle from Precision Drifters. They weren't too precise there. The English women's pair, Karen Hutchison and Sarah Long from the Wydene Club, and they've lost it as well. Back to the start, and the K1 class, that's the Irish Olympian Gary Meyer, last year's winner of the lead. Number 203, Simon von Lunkhausen, behind him on the far side, the red canoe of Daglon O'Driscoll. 84 starters altogether in this group. That includes senior, junior, veteran and women's K1 classes. And Fergus Cooper in the white K1 has won the sprint to the weir. He was the winner 2 years ago. Then the red canoe of Daglon O'Driscoll. And they seem to be getting caught up in each other. They've been spun around there. Frank Sol from South Africa, 818, he's gone. And another behind him. And that looks like Gary Meyer. It's a disaster for Gary Meyer. Very disappointing start. Emerging from under Straffan Bridge on the left, the brown canoe. That's Kevin Pearce, followed by Fergus Cooper and Daglon O'Driscoll. Back to the weir, number 793, Roger Strevens from Salmon Leap. 239, Oisin Cahill safely negotiating it. Ewan Malone of the veteran class, he's from Wildwater Club. He dispatches the weir. Michael Morrissey gone through there, 276. In the red canoe, Brendan McHugh from Rockwell College, and Carl Davenport from the Salmon Leap Canoe Club over with a splash. The whitewater class next, designed for rough water are these boats. That's Michael O'Mara from the 180 Kayak Club. He's first over, holds the record for the fastest circumnavigation of Ireland. That was 2 years ago. He's also circumnavigated the cold waters around Iceland. Fraser Gormel from Scotland comes over in second. John Ringwood third. He's represented Ireland in canoe polo and in marathons, and competed in France in the wildwater class. Martin McCarthy and Mark Williams going through there. 279, Peter Spence in sixth place from Northern Ireland. And we see the blue helmet there of Brian Fanning, he's number 821. Behind him, number 271, Eamon Mullen from the Wildwater Kayak Club. He's over, but he's up again. Chris Norbury from Scotland going through next. Then over the weir, Ian Sedgebeer from the Taunton Canoe Club, fighting for control there, but successfully keeping himself aloft. 628 is Gary Harris from England, and he hasn't managed to get over. He's gone for a swim. Well away from the normal carnage of Straffan, the leading K2s are bunched together. At the front, Allen and Ian Tordoff, then Butler and Chapman, Swallow and Block. Closest to the bank there, Meyer and Francis, with Mason and Johnson taking up the rear of the bunch. These are the first of the touring doubles. John Caffrey in front, Mark Dwyer behind. They set the scene for what's to come as the ducking continues and Straffan claims more victims.